Recording in progress.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Wednesday, the 3rd of September 2025. We'll start off with the synoptic chart as usual, and as you can see, it's a bit of a messy picture. We are basically under the influence of two or three low pressures that are all building up out in the Atlantic, the nearest one being over the southwest area, and we're basically underneath all these occluded fronts throughout the day. If I run this through to midday today, you'll see that the low pressures, central low pressure, moved around about Manchester area, but we're really stuck with very strong winds and very low cloud and an occluded front just to top the lot. If you look at the cloud radar, you can see today that we're basically under a whole load of thick cloud today. There's a next low pressure just out over Ireland at the moment, wheeling its way in, and that'll hit us either later on today or even overnight, and we'll have to see what tomorrow's going to bring after that. As you'd expect then, as a result, the actual rain over the moment, this is only for the next 2 hours, but you can see it's very, very heavy, especially out over the Solent at the moment. And the rain's actually coming up from the southwest, so although it might appear to be a little bit clearer out to the down the Cornwall sort of area, we're going to be stuck under this rain pretty well all day. And if I run the Met Office predicted rain forecast for the day, you can see that this heavy rain is starting to come in and move us over slowly, and we're going to be under this influence pretty well all day. There's a very, very small possibility we may be without rain for an hour or so around about lunchtime, but I'm afraid the winds are going to be gusting 35, 40 knots, so that's going to preclude any flying. Now, there is a small possibility, however, as it dries out throughout the day, that Merv may be able to hold his 100% record and maybe do a little bit of flying this evening. But that will all depend on the winds, I think, and enthusiasm. Okay, so if I look at the MENTAR from Odium, they're talking 22 knots, gusting 33, scattered at 700, broken at 1300. And if I run through the Farnborough TAF, which is a little bit more up to date, they're talking 80 knots from the southwest, gusting 30, scattered cloud at 1500. Temporarily between 6 and 3 o'clock today, 7,000 meters, broken cloud at 1,000 feet. Rain and rain showers with 30% probability, and amongst that between 6 and 7, broken clouds at 600, which we have at the moment, a heavy rain and heavy rain showers. And temporarily between 7 and 3, so that's 8 and 4 today, 4,000 meters, broken cloud, 1,400 foot QNIMS, thunderstorms and heavy rain. Spot winds today are giving us winds at about 2,000 foot, between 20 and 40 knots, depending whether you're just slightly north of us or just slightly south of us. And windy is giving us 20 knots from the south at the moment. If I bring that forward a little bit later, we'll see 19, 20 knots from the south throughout the day, and that of course doesn't give the gusts. Okay, our local forecast then is indicating heavy showers at the moment, which we have a small probability just being a little bit drier for a period of about an hour, and then comes the rain again. Winds south southwesterly 17. If I highlight the gusts, you'll see the problem we got today, 30 knots, 32 knots thereabouts. And actually, I've got strong wind indicated later with a very, very high humidity throughout the day. GFS is giving a max temperature today of 18 with a dew point down at 16, so you can work your own sums out there for cloud base. And if we look outside the window, we can see that it's very grey, very dank, and there's a strong southwesterly flow at the moment. Local temperatures and dew points are sitting about 2 degrees apart, which is pretty well what GFS is indicating. And if I just quickly show the wind, you can see that in the last hour or so, we've had gusts of 37 knots here at Lasham, and I expect that to be gusting throughout the morning. Okay, significant weather throughout the day. If I run this through, we can see that there's lots of showers and low cloud in our area, thunderstorms throughout the day. But there is a small chance around about 4 o'clock, as I mentioned earlier, 4, 5 o'clock, of it actually drying out. And there may be a small window of opportunity for a few hours this evening. And I'm sure if there is, Merv will be on it. Skyside is giving me as low cloud base all day as we'd expect. But if I run through the bottom now, you can see that they're talking about gusts 45 earlier on and 40 knots at around about 2 o'clock today. So the winds are going to preclude any flying during the day, even if we do get that little break, except for the evening. After about 5:30 onwards, the wind gone down to about 25 knots. And if I give the sky sight cross section, you can see this is a really heavy rain we got at the moment. Here's a small window of drier weather, but the winds are still 40 knots from the southwest, and then the heavy rain comes again with a very, very small window after about 5 o'clock today. I will just mention the no towns for what it's worth. There's only three of them really around here, and that's basically 22. Let me slide this across. 22 which is Barton Ashes. That's their live firing. 26 is Illuminations at Camberley. That's not going to be till 7 o'clock this evening. And 25 is the usual Ash Rangers. So a very, very short brief really for operations today. There's a cross section. We can see basically 40 knot winds, 50 knots even. The triangle in the dark triangle is actually 50 knot winds initially, so it's going to be very, very windy, very low cloud, lots of rain. There's a very, very small period in the middle where we may get some drier weather but not flyable, and then possibly this evening it may just clear up enough for Merv to do a little bit of flying. So basically nothing to report, no movement from 2XLs. There'll be no gliding during the day today, but there is a small window of opportunity this evening for the evening group. And we all know what Merv's like. If there's any opportunity at all, he'll jump on it. Okay, so I'm around all day. Any questions you may have for me? I think a couple of people are coming in for TMG tests today, so we can get them out the way. Otherwise, I'll see you either later or at the briefing tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.